I'm Rachel from Cougar Board, and we are so excited to have Trevin Knell from the basketball team here with us today. Hi, Trevin.
How's it going?
Good.
Excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? What's your family like?
So I am from North Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
It's super funny because when everybody does their starting lineups or whatnot, they're always like Jackson or Dallin. It's Plain City, It's not Fremont High School.
Oh.
And so everybody gives me crap because it's like Trevin Knell from Woods Cross High School. So it's pretty funny.
So you feel like the outcast.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm from North Salt Lake City, Utah. I have 3 older sisters.
Okay.
And luckily I have a younger brother. So it's fun playing Polly Pockets, whatnot,
Yeah.
growing up. But then I got my younger brother, and we're such a tight family, super competitive family.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have my dream dog, which is a German Shepherd.
Oh.
So it's definitely a fun little dynamic that we have.
So tell us about your dog.
So, super funny story because I love animals.
Mm-hmm.
I love dogs. And growing up, I've always wanted a German Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in 3rd grade, I got bit by a Great Dane and almost lost my arm.
Oh.
And everybody's like, oh my goodness, are you going to how is he going to feel towards dogs again?
Yeah.
A couple of years later, we got a German Shepherd. And he's like my best friend. I love him. And so I still have a lot of love for animals and especially dogs. So
tell us about the dog bite. What happened?
Yeah, so my brother-in-law, back in the day, he was, he dated my sister, but they lived literally right across the street from us, from where I grew up. And he always did a backyard basketball camp.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went, kind of support him and kind of do some drills. And this dog came up, and I was like, oh my goodness, a dog! It's a big dog. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
So I go up and I start petting it, and I could tell was kind of getting a little mad, but I was so young that I didn't register.
Yeah.
So I kept petting it, and then 2 seconds later, bit my arm doing against a fence, and then I was in the hospital for a while, and they couldn't get the infection down.
Yeah.
And so they cleaned it, everything, went back home, and the next day, my parents threw me into a high school basketball camp. For the little youngins, just trying to go out there yeah, just go dribble with your left hand. And I'm like, okay. So I go there, and I think just sweating got it worse.
Oh yeah.
So they had to reopen the stitches. They tried to figure out the infection again. They couldn't get it done, and the doctor comes in. He's like, yeah, we don't know what to do. If it keeps growing going up the arm, we might have to amputate his arm. My dad's freaking out. And he's like, he'll give him a priesthood blessing. So I got a priesthood blessing, and the next day it started going away.
Wow.
So
you had a miracle happen in your life, a miraculous healing.
So that's kind of where my testimony really took off, and I'm super happy that my dad was able to be in that position.
Yeah.
And so, but I still love dogs, and still have my dog. He still sometimes sleeps on my bed if I'm ever up with my parents.
Oh, that's cute. What's your dog's name?
His name is Bear.
Bear.
He's a big dog.
Did you get to name him?
Yes and no. So my family's a huge Packer fan.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wanted to name it Lambeau after the Lambeau Field. And so I was like, yeah, I love that name. But then all of a sudden I came back, and all of a sudden it was named Bear. So I was like, okay.
Whatever.
So I didn't really have a say, but at least I got the dog.
So were you scared of dogs for a while after the dog bite?
I was for a second, but that fear went away pretty quick. And I just realized I was in a weird situation, a weird accident, and that fear kind of went away as soon as I started being around dogs a little bit more, and it just kind of went away, and I'm just happy it did because I love dogs still.
Yeah, and now you love animals.
Exactly.
That's so amazing. So did you train Bear?
We did. So we had somebody come in, train him a little bit, and he's the best dog ever. We have my nieces come over all the time, and they'll be stepping on him when they're 2 years old, and they're laying on him watching movies, and he's just a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get mad or anything. He'll, if you're in his way, he'll just stand up, move away. So we got really lucky of just how protective he is, but in just a really friendly and loving way.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
So did you start playing basketball in the 8th grade, or did you start before then?
So I started since I was 4 years old. My dad thrown me into it. I played sports growing up, and the sport I didn't like at all was baseball. I hated baseball. I got up to hit, and I got hit by a pitch.
Oh dear.
And it's super funny story because that was the day I quit. Like, I was done. I was like, this sport sucks.
And how old were you when
I don't even remember. I think I was in like 4th grade.
Oh, so pretty young.
So I was pretty young.
Like
and
10, right?
Yeah. And crazy thing is, my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, it was his brother that threw the pitch. So I always give him
family
credit.
is.
Exactly. I was like, you're the one who made me quit. Just let you know.
Yeah.
But I grew up playing football, and my AU coach told me I had a decision to make. Do I continue to play basketball for him and travel with his AU team and try to get recruited, or do I focus on football? He's like, you got to pick, because like, I'm going to invest all my time in you.
Yeah.
Like, what one are you going to pick? So I decided to step away from football and focus solely on basketball. So around 8th grade was when I really honed in on, this is my sport, this is what I want to do, and I want to be able to play at the collegiate level.
So was that because of your coach and he was mentoring you? Is that why you kind of chose it, or just because you liked basketball better?
I mean, I loved football. It's such a fun sport, but I felt like I had a better chance to go further in my career in basketball. And my coach was helping me out. I was improving like exponentially every single year. And so it was such a fun, meeting, a fun experience. And he's like, we're going to be traveling a ton. There's going to be a ton of D1 coaches there. Do you want to be on this team or not? And so I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so it was such a great decision. I'm glad that my parents, stuck with it and didn't try to, change my mind or anything like that.
Does your family play basketball?
My sister played basketball in high school. She's mostly a volleyball player. So she played in high school. She could have played at the collegiate level, but decided to just go to school. My brother-in-law, he played at UVU.
The one across the street?
Yes. Okay. He played at UVU, and he played for his dad, Coach Hunsaker. So Coach Hunsaker comes all the time to our practices, and he kind of helps other coaches like Coach Fieger, Coach Pope, and Coach Robinson. And so it's been such a unique, experience growing up, going to his, UVU camps, and now having him come to practice and kind of like mentoring us on a different level than him being a coach. But,
well, he owes you a lot because his dad bit you. So, so what was it like growing up in your family? Like, what does your family like to do together and things like that?
We love to play sports. Like, our family is huge into sports. My family loves pickleball right now, and so we play pickleball all the time. My mom bought us the cross net volleyball, where it's like a 4-square volleyball game. So we play that all the time, and it's just fun because there'll be like heated arguments, like, oh, that was out, or that doesn't count, we weren't ready. But our family's super competitive, and at the same time we're super loving. Like, my brother sent us a text saying, hey, I challenge everyone this year to go to temple at least once a month. So he's like, I want you guys to send a picture so we can like have accountability, and I'll text you to make sure you guys like are going. And so we're like super tight knit, and it's just a fun experience. We have some amazing traditions, and it's fun to bring my wife along and kind of experience all those.
And where's your wife from?
She's from Orem.
Oh, okay, so that works out really well.
It works out perfect.
Well, Trevin, thank you so much for joining us for part 1, and we'll see you again in part 2.
Perfect.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to watch part 2 and part 3.
Thank you for watching this interview. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss the other 2 parts of this interview, plus all of our other interviews we do with BYU athletes. We also like to give a special thanks to our Cougar Board insiders for making this possible.